And good evening, good Friday evening to you, as we call it, a Fuck You Friday. Good evening, and glad to have you on board. I'm not going to be here but a very few minutes, no more than 20 or 30 minutes at the most, because I want to be able, when we finish this, to have time to make sure that my system is going good for the 7 o'clock show. And I'm only going to be on uh, the 7 o'clock show for an hour tonight because I need a drink. I knew I need a drink. So, and the bars are still closing here at 10 o'clock. So I want to get out of here. It's been a long day for me. At 7 o'clock tonight, I want to speak on something that is a very serious conversation. And it's a show that is basically got to do with men, fathership, being fathers, being sons, and I think it's also a show that women need to be a part of. I have a 32-year-old son. Our relationship has not been the best relationship. And the cause of the relationship not being like it should have been was nobody's fault but mine. 32 years ago, I was not the man that I am today. Wasn't that man? I think I was 29 when he was born. 29. And I was not there. Wasn't there. Wasn't there. I did not do what a man was supposed to do. Damn sure didn't do what a father was supposed to do. So tonight, I want to deal with that. I want to deal with that subject. My son just left here. He lives in Nashville, doing well, has a wife, um, has made good money. He looks like me. He talks like me. And he damn sure acts like me. And he sent me a text about 2 months ago. And I didn't respond to it quickly enough. I was busy. And I read what he said to me in that text. I kind of wanted to try to get a little attitude. But the things that he was saying was the truth. And he was bold enough to say to me some things that I really needed to hear said to me. And we talked, and Then we didn't talk for about a month. Didn't text. Then he texted me last week. And in his text last week, I read it, and then it came down to a point where he said in there, my son, and he has a 6-year-old son, my son wants to know about his grandfather. Now that one hit me. That one hit me. That one hit me for a loop. My son's son, which is why does this thing keep going down? Which is a third generation of Matthew. In fact, he's the last Matthews, unless I get somebody pregnant soon and create another one. The chances on that one. Now, I'm still able now. I'm still able to make a baby, but at 63 years old, I don't think that's something I would be trying to do. By the time I get 18, how old would that be? How would I be there? Huh? Real old. Is that what you said? There. Is that what you said? You said I'd be real old. Damn. Oh. But he's the last. And we had a visit. We visited here in my office. We visited here in the studio. Went over into the church. Then me and him had a man-to-man conversation. We had a father-son conversation. We had one of them conversations where I shared with him that one of the things that a real man who's fucked up in life, fucked up as a father in life, when you come to yourself, when you come to the realization of what a father is supposed to be, sometimes it scares you. It scares you, and then you have to go back and you think about how you fucked up. And then when you're honest with yourself, you can't blame anybody for your fuck up with you. So I had to tell my son, I fucked up, man. I fucked up in life when I was 29 years old. I really, really was a fuck up. But I thank God that He's a God of second chances. And that I am not the man, I'm not the father that I was when I was 29 years old. So I want to talk about this thing at 7 o'clock on Cussing Pastor. You ain't scrolling nothing. On Cussing Pastor My son's attitude is just like mine. Genetically, we the same. We the same. We think alike. We act alike. He's business conscious. He likes money. I sit here and I listen to him talk about some of the things he wants to do. How he wants to just sit down with a camera and talk. Uh, I said, now I wonder where you got that from. He has the gift of gab. And I said, man, I wonder where you got that from. He's creative. He likes owning his own and not working for anybody. Damn. So where do you get that from? Yeah, he has that I don't give a fuck attitude. He got it. And we bumped it and we talked as we had our conversations. One of our biggest issues have been is that we bump heads. But I want to talk about all of that. But I want to give you the show now. I want you to join me at 7 p.m. because I want to talk about it because and one of the things I want to tell mothers and I'm fortunate that he shared with me when we were talking out here on the stairwell here at the church. And I didn't think she did, that his mother had never said anything negative about me. We've had relationship. He worked for me for a while when I first tried to come back into his life, but it wasn't time. It wasn't time. God hadn't established certain things, and my attitude at that time was not the right attitude. It was not the right attitude for reconciliation. God had not humbled me. I'm still Thaddeus Matthews. Fuck what everybody else thinks. And the process of reconciliation and the process of forgiveness is a godly process. Can't nobody do that but God. Can't nobody fix that up but God. So when he texted me last week and told me his son wanted to know who his granddaddy was. And the only thing that he knew about his granddaddy, really, they would show him me on TV. They would show him me on Facebook. I've been a made peace with my past. Because one of the reasons I know that there's a God, because I know my past. And my past is so different from my present, and it damn sure ain't my future. But when he told me that my grandson wanted to meet me, he said, "Man, I'll be in town. I'm not going to do that right now, boss. People think you wouldn't have no reason to come to the show. We'll discuss all that in the show, and I'm going to go in just a minute." Um, he said, "I'll be in town, man." Again, he lives in Nashville. So he told me I'll be by the church. I gave him the new address because he'd been to the other building. So when he came by here, and I forget he was coming. I was sitting here working on some stuff. He said, "I'm out here." It's okay. My grandson, did you notice that? When my grandson came in with his father into my office area, my grandson didn't sit down. He came immediately and stood beside me. I said, "Now, damn, what this boy doing?" And his father told me, he says, "He don't do that. He don't like people." He said he just like us. Just don't really like people. So, but at 7, because I'm going to go. I'm going to let y'all go. At 7 o'clock, I want to talk about this. And I want to talk about, and I want to tell fathers tonight that it's never too late to reconcile. It's never too late to ask for forgiveness. It's never too late to humble yourself. And then I want to say to mothers, never ever discourage a relationship between a father and his child. At 29 years old, I wasn't ready. And I already had a child too. I wasn't ready. I didn't know what being a father was about because I had no examples of fatherhood. I had no one to be a role model for me as a father. And I looked at my son, and my son was talking about his son don't wear the same clothes twice. He makes money. That he buys him a different wardrobe every month. That he bought his son. He said he makes him earn these things. But he says, and it hits me when he said, "I didn't want my son to know like I knew what it was to not have a father." What can I say? What can I say? But so often women make the mistake of telling the truth. Your daddy ain't no good. And he might not be to you. But you don't know what's going to happen later on in life. And I shared with him, and I'm closing for 7. I shared with him, I said, "Man, the one thing that a real man does not want to have, I don't care how he fucked up. I don't care how he's fucked up in life. Life brings you sometimes to the point that it becomes, and it's a classroom. And sometimes you don't learn your lessons uh, when the teacher first brings out. Sometimes you ain't gonna figure out that 2 + 2 is 4 until later on. But the one thing that a real man who has had a meeting, a to Jesus meeting has come to the realization of life that God has sometimes had to purge him and put him on his back, had to make him sick, had to make him go through some things. The one thing that a man does is to die thinking that his child or his children hates him. And I hope you get what I'm saying. A real man does not want to die, does not want to close his eyes in death. It is finished. It is done. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. The one thing that he does not want to happen is to die knowing that his child hates him. That's got to be miserable. That's got to be miserable. That's got to be a miserable experience. To be on your deathbed and you knowing that you're dying, that it's all over. And life has flashed before your eyes and you see all of your fuck ups. And you look around your hospital room and you know you died. And you got children and none of your children are in the room. That's got to be an awful way of dying. All right, y'all have to get the rest of this said now, because this is deep. You all have your subscription by now, anyway. I ain't got nothing but some orange drink in my glass today. So this show, I really needed some. Well, what the hell? I'm counting in. I don't know what your fingers are moving too damn. What was that, deal? 25. I've been on here 25 minutes. Okay. I thought you were trying to do like you do for the president. You have somebody doing sign language and shit. I'm gonna be on for 1 hour, from 7 until 8 o'clock, because I'm going to get me a drink and the bar closes at 10. No, I didn't have liquor in it yesterday, so that would, you may have thought of some liquor in there. If I had liquor in there, I'd tell you. But anyway, I'm going to put the pictures of me and they're already up on Facebook. I'm going to put them up on Instagram in just a minute. But I'm through. I'm through. Join me at 7, CussingPastorTV.com. I'm out of here.